Hey, everybody, and welcome back to another exciting episode of the VOD Squad, the show where we talk about streaming technology. This is episode 165, January 15th, 2020. I think this is our first all-together show in our respective places of 2020.
That would be correct.
I am Clyde, and today I am joined by Matthew Ross.
Hey there.
Back from CES, Michael Aston.
Hello, everybody.
And hopefully fully recovered from his daughter's wedding, Jimmy Trammell.
Hey, guys.
Although it's going to be a long time before your bank account recovers.
Yeah, well, let's not talk about that. But yeah, my daughter's wedding was great. Yeah, it was very good. I think I shared a preview with you guys. But might be a couple other videos that I need to share with you.
Clyde explained that to me while we were on vacation that you made your final balloon payment.
So basically, you made your final payment on your daughter. It just had a really big balloon payment at the end.
Yeah. That's typically how it goes when you have a daughter. Right?
You're lucky because I've got basically a double mortgage in that regard. They just
like you start out with the down payment, the birth cost and stuff like that, and then prices just continue to increase over time. You get that stepped payment, and it goes down a little bit, and you get that final balloon payment to close it off.
Right.
Well, congratulations, because I don't think we got a chance to say that officially, but
true. Yeah. I'll say that the wedding went better than what I thought it would go, and thanks to my wife. I mean, she was the one that really pulled everything together, and really turned out better than what I thought, and I think it turned out better than what anybody else would thought too. She really did an outstanding job there on the wedding.
Rock on.
Great.
What else is going on, guys?
For the most part, we're just trying to get back to normal, except for, it feels like the winter break wasn't long enough, even though it was. I mean, it feels like that we really never stopped. Nothing ever slowed down here where we are. So I'm actually looking forward. This is a 3-day weekend for me, and believe it or not, I really want to do nothing all weekend long.
You just got back and you're already getting another day off?
Yes, I am.
See, and people wonder why I complain about government-run agencies.
Well,
like
it's funny. It's basically banking holiday. Then the school doesn't do it. That's how it goes.
I'm kidding.
It's a bank.
Yeah.
This is
It's Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
MLK Day, yeah.
Yeah, the MLK Day. So, I mean, it's as good as reason than any, quite frankly. So,
do you still get off for Columbus Day?
I don't believe so. I don't believe Columbus Day is one of the. No, there are 11 official federal holidays, about one every month, and except for the Christmas, where you get Christmas Eve and Christmas Day off. So,
Right.
So, that's it.
It's nice that you get Christmas Eve off.
I know.
I get it too, but this is the first job I've ever worked at that gave us Christmas Eve off.
Oh, well, that's okay. Have some
I had
scourges.
lots of jobs
even if
that let us
Christmas
leave
Eve was
a
on the
little early.
weekend? Did they make you actually come in on the weekend to work Christmas Eve?
Work.
Yes. Christmas Eve is a special day where everyone
Eve is
has
a
to slave
must-work
away.
day. I don't care if it's like.
And no, you may not have another coal on the fire.
You're getting Monday off. You're coming in Sunday.
Yeah.
Make sure you say bah humbug after you say
Exactly.
Scrooge.
Humbug.
Scrooge has been. I've worked for Scrooge all my life until this job.
Well, good job, Cratchit. Get out of here. That's all I gotta say. Hey, should we talk about the news?
If we have to.
We don't have to. In fact, we can be nice
we do. People
but
are
nice
here.
lazy about it.
They're skipping a bigger stream that just happens to be streaming in our time slot. It's fine.
I just want to say really briefly that it's very inconsiderate of them to go basically bump into our spot. But that being said, on to the news.
It's almost like when that emergency test thing breaks into your favorite episode.
Are we the emergency test?
No.
Or are
we're
they the
episode
emergency test?
that's getting stomped on by
Gotcha.
the federal government?
I gotcha. Okay, that tracks. All right. Hey, everybody! CBS All Access is a paid for service. There, you can watch many of your favorite CBS shows on demand, available with special shows only available on that service, like upcoming Picard show. And it looks like the CBS All Access is now coming to the Xfinity software, including the X1 and the Flex set-top boxes. These will be coming out later this year, according to Comcast.
This is one of those things that, why wouldn't it come to the Xfinity X1 and Flex set-top boxes?
I think as we get more providers and more streaming solutions, the market becomes more competitive, and everybody's going to have to be vying to get more eyes and more ears on their content. And the only way to do that is to be available in more places. So,
well, but like what I was saying was, why wouldn't it? Because it's not like it's Sling TV or YouTube TV, which is a direct competitor to Xfinity. This is content that you can't otherwise get over cable. So, yeah, I would have just expected it to be there. But
and also,
it's nice.
Remember,
nice to get a confirmation, I guess.
Comcast has been doing this for all the other services. They've been doing Netflix for a while. I'm certain they've done another one that they've also put on there. So this is just them realizing that they need to be part of this ecosystem too. So good for them.
Sure.
That sounds good.
And they've got those fancy TiVo/Android boxes that they were designing earlier in the year.
Those are the Flex ones, right?
Out. Yeah, I think that's the Flex.
I need to take a look, a better look at the Flex, because that actually might be good for us and our family.
And so I mean, with that, if it's Android TV, then basically anything that's going to Android TV should, by default, show up on there. And CBS All Access is on Android TV, so whether or not this, my criticism is not, is more, is this really news? Are people just grasping for things to report on? Because, a confirmation's great, but
okay. AT&T is, they have their various new streaming platforms that they are in control of. They've decided that they're going to take a network that they have called the Audience Network, which I have never heard of, and they've decided to close it. And they're putting in place of it is a new HBO Max preview channel. Could somebody please explain to me what the Audience Network is?
So the Audience Network is a channel that is so important to AT&T that it's getting replaced by a preview channel.
I was going to say, no, I can't. And that is why it's being shut down and replaced by a preview channel.
Yes.
It's a pay TV channel. It's direct TV, basically. It's a direct TV channel from them. I don't know what it used to do. What is Audience Network? I wish I had more information. It's like a preview channel, according to Wabbit Magic. So, in other words, it's kind of rebranding then?
Oh, so when I Google it, it kind of links back to Facebook.
Audience Network enables. Wait, no, that's Facebook.
Yeah.
Because the Audience Network simply known as Audience since 2016, is an American pay television channel. So it's like a pay-per-view.
Oh,
It's their whatever.
Oh, so it's owned by DirecTV?
Yeah. It's like what on demand. It was DirecTV's on demand channel.
okay. And so they're replacing it with their AT&T
With HBO Max. Right?
HBO Max preview channel. So okay, it doesn't seem like that big of a deal, quite frankly. But is anybody going to be missing the the audience channel?
Somebody will. There will be somebody screaming loudly into a social media.
That's always true. This is the internet.
Exactly.
So.
It doesn't matter what it is. You could have McDonald's say we're only giving out 2 salt packets now when you request instead of a handful, and somebody's going to scream.
Salt, man.
I mean, yeah, I think that it would be a true miracle if somebody did something like this and people didn't complain. Like, we would have to be wondering whether or not Armageddon had occurred and we were all dead. This is the afterlife, because there's no way the internet doesn't complain about something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Wabbit says he remembers that they did have one original show though.
Really?
On
Okay. Okay.
But was there an audience for that show?
Apparently not. Well, there are plenty of people who like Verizon's Fios, and Verizon's Fios is their kind of cable solution. Mostly that's it's for their fiber solution. Didn't they sell off the Fios to somebody else?
Yeah.
I don't know how that worked out exactly, but according to what I'm reading here, they are now offering new TV packages that are basically without any contracts. Allows you to mix and match kind of what you want to have out of your different services. You got to pick things from like how fast your internet services could be, from like 100 megabits to 300 megabits or a gigabit, and those prices are anywhere from $40 to $80 a month. There will be different additional options you can put on top of it that they probably get kickbacks for. It looks like there is going to be a YouTube TV option on top of that for $50 a month, which is the normal cost for it. So all of this is going to be available to you without contract, and at those prices for gigabit internet, this is a really good deal if it's available to you.
Okay. So yeah, if it's available to you, and the answer to your earlier question was yes, they did sell out, or they sold off their wireline assets in 3 territories: California, Texas, and Florida.
Oh, but all the other ones they probably sold.
So there are still places that have, but if I remember right, Fios wasn't everywhere. That was the one I kept hoping would come to Minnesota, because it was the, pioneer in the early days of fiber. But
right.
Yeah.
Well, Verizon is part of that, one of the baby bells, right? It was the Atlantic Bell.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it was.
Part of it, right? So if you live in that region, then yeah, it's available to you. If you live elsewhere, probably not. Right?
Well, they expanded pretty widely.
They did. They bought some other telecom companies, right?
But yeah, they're the biggest markets. They sold off back in April. So California, Florida, and Texas. So,
but this mix and match, what I'll say is, it's kind of appealing, because I got my first bill of the jacked up price on the Hulu Live, right? Because I'm paying now, my bill now is all the way up to $69 a month for that service, right? So now I'm in the market now. I'm going to start considering something else, So if something like this, comes available, or maybe some of the other streaming live television services.
Now let me ask, are you getting the package deal with bundling in Disney Plus and ESPN Plus?
No, because that's just regular Hulu. I have the Hulu Live.
Yeah, but I think you can still bundle, and it ends up being like, okay. But I was just curious.
But that bundle doesn't include Hulu Live.
Okay.
So, but otherwise, I would consider that.
Yeah, I know there was a way to add those and still get a discount if you have Hulu Live, but yeah, it's fine. The answer was no. That's what I wanted to know.
No, yeah, I don't have that, but yeah, I'm definitely looking for something else because I mean, $69 a month now it started because when I first signed up for it, it was right at like $49 a month or something like that. I think was my bill when I originally signed up, and now here it is. I don't know, 3 years later or whatever it is, and now we're up to $69 a month.
I mean, ultimately, this is going to be good for Verizon because, as everybody knows, everybody wants a la carte, but then when you start adding up all the stuff, it ends up being you're paying way more than you were. So Verizon, if they say, hey, you only have to pay for what you want, they get to look like the good guy when you increase your cable bill on your own.
Right, because you're getting what you want. And
exactly what you want. You're not getting the stuff that you don't.
Well,
and you're paying. And guess what? The stuff that you want costs money. The stuff that you don't probably didn't cost anything at all.
Right. Well, I mean, if you're really a bargain shopper on the service, right? I mean, my advice was get Netflix and then just use Pluto TV.
Right. And if you have Amazon Prime, use it because you already paid for it.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, yeah. So these other kind of packages like this is going to become interesting to me because Hulu. I mean, Hulu Live is now becoming the same, at least price wise. The same as cable TV, and it's not so much that I'm paying $69 a month. It's just that I'm seeing the price keep creeping up, right? It keeps stepping up on me.
What you might, and this is where you might want to consider the YouTube TV, because YouTube TV lets you do the family plan where other family members can get in up to, I think it's 4. And you can do some things where, hey, someone in the family subscribes to one thing, somebody else subscribes to something, you kind of work it all around and end up, financially at the price point you want.
Right.
But,
yeah. We'll see. Well, we'll have to see what happens with that. And I hope that they find great success and competition and bring prices down everywhere. Go Verizon. I don't believe I've ever said that before in my life. So, hey, apparently we have breaking news. Breaking news tomorrow. We are supposed to get an announcement, the official announcement of what NBC's Peacock service is going to be available for us.
I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight.
Why not? Because you want to watch the cock?
Anticipation. I want to know what the announcement is.
Well, apparently the announcement will be at 4 p.m. Eastern, so might as well get some sleep in the meantime.
And do those colored dots have any special significance in regards to the programming?
It would be smart if they did, but more likely they just are the colors of the NBC logo.
It is actually, the plan is there will be no audio to save bandwidth, but they will show dots in Morse code and color to indicate pitch.
I know. No, they're going to do, this is going to be the channel that is color e-ink, like those Hisense phones we saw.
Nice.
And we didn't talk about those either.
That's right. We did not.
It's going to be a channel that's just all e-ink to save bandwidth.
Save bandwidth and power.
I'll have to send you a device, though, right?
No, you just watch it on your screen.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Makes perfect sense.
Look like e-ink because, lower bandwidth, lower resolution.
Well, okay, so we're supposed to be getting this available. The guess is that it's going to charge about $10 a month for an ad-free version and $5 a month for a version with ads. So obviously, if I'm interested in this, I'm going to go for the ad-free version. I'll spend that extra $5 a month. And it's going to have a bunch of different shows on there. They've already made announcements for lots of different shows that are going to be new to the platform, and a bunch of the older titles that they're going to bring available for you to watch. So, all kinds of different things from. You remember Psych? They've got another Psych movie coming for you to see.
This
is
is
that
good.
going to be on Peacock?
Yes.
Damn it!
Now he's gonna
We
have
were
to.
just talking about. I was super excited because there's another Psych movie coming,
Yeah.
and now I'm mad because it's on Peacock. Unless it's free with commercials, then I'll watch it because
Nope.
that's how I watched. That's how I watched Psych. The first time was with commercials, but fast forwarded through on my TiVo. Don't tell anybody, because those advertisers will want their money back. But
Yeah, it's got a rebooted Battlestar Galactica. There's a lot of reboots on here, as I can see. Rebooted Battlestar Galactica, rebooted Saved by the Bell, Punky Brewster.
they already did that once.
All these are coming to Peacock, and we'll see if they're all available at launch tomorrow, or if they're going to actually put dates to
Do
these.
they
We'll see.
realize that Saved by the Bell was in itself a reboot?
Was it?
But it was originally a Disney Channel show called Good Morning Miss Bliss. And then they redid it as Saved by the Bell, same characters, got rid of Miss Bliss, and kept everybody else in on Saturday morning TV.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Only Clyde would know that.
Well, it's because the Good Morning Miss Bliss episode showed up later in the series, and it was super confusing because they were much younger and had this teacher in a different, that nobody had ever seen before. But yeah. So
Yeah, I mean,
I want to point out, Bad Weave said in the chat, if the announcement doesn't come with a video of a peacock hatching from an egg, they've done it completely wrong. And I agree.
It is a good visual that they could put on there. I agree. Now, they wouldn't have to keep it, though. All right. Amazon, for the past 2 years, has had the rights to Thursday Night Football. These are the online streaming rights. You still could have watched it on the television using the normal network providers. But as far as streaming online, Amazon has had the rights for you've been able to watch those games. I know this particularly because
You watched it.
but my son basically said, I want to watch the game, and so he turned it on Amazon. So
And you rolled over in your grave.
no, I did not.
Oh.
It's fine. Because they didn't ask for any kind of sign up for anything. They didn't ask for it. You don't have to sign in or anything. If that's the kind of service they're getting and they're getting paid ads, actually that's fine. That model worked for me. Well, that deal is ending. That was a 2-year deal that Amazon had, and this is now going to be up for grabs for anybody who's interested in doing it. I would imagine Amazon would like to continue doing it, and we'll probably put in a bid for it. But also, I am willing to bet that we're also going to see a lot of other people put in for this, including YouTube TV, which I'm sure.
As far as I know, it was pretty good for the NFL. So they're going to expect a bit more money this time around. And they're going to want they're going to want to see a good fight. I wouldn't be surprised to see YouTube in the mix. Man, I mean, this is pretty standard contract ending. Everybody fight.
Okay.
Speaking
All
of
right.
everybody fight.
Yeah.
All right. Man requests trial of combat using Japanese swords to resolve a dispute with his ex-wife. Apparently, he was totally, in his in his divorce filing, he totally got destroyed. He's not able to get anything that he wanted out of the deal, and he's decided that he wants to go ahead and resolve this in a different way. Japanese sword battle.
So I know there's 2 reactions going on right now. Number 1 is this is awesome. Number 2 is why is this on this show?
Excellent.
Number
I agree
one,
with both.
Because it's awesome, I could not pass this up. Number 2, the reason was because the guy, it specifically says that in here that he is a fan of Game of Thrones in which the trial by combat method is employed repeatedly. But so I mean, which kind of loosely
That's justification enough for me. I'm on board.
But the thing that got me was I thought, oh, this is kind of ridiculous. I love it. But then he pointed out that trial by combat has never been explicitly banned or restricted as a right in the United States, adding that it has been used as recently as 1818 in British court to prepare. Requested 12 weeks lead time.
Basically yesterday.
No, get this. He requested 12 weeks lead time to have one katana and one wakizashi sword forged for use. Not any no over-the-counter swords he wants to have 2 special swords forged. I thought this was awesome.
I mean, you obviously aren't going to go into combat with a sword that you buy for $100 at the store, at the trade store in the mall. You got to get the real deal made just for this battle. So I'm totally on board. I think trial by combat could be a very beneficial thing to bring back. The thing about trial by combat is in most cases both parties die. So let's poison the blades and let them go at it.
Oh no!
Well, and they even pointed that out. But the reason it's here and it loosely fits is because if this happens, it will be widely televised. But if it's not, it's in Iowa. I will go and attend, and I will report live from this. My understanding is he's not going to fight his ex-wife. He's going to fight her lawyer. Which is,
well, you get a surrogate in for you, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
He said he doesn't expect his request to be granted and has no experience of sword fighting, but given the chance, he would go through it anyway. And if Mr. Hudson is willing to do it, I will meet him. Mr. Hudson was the lawyer, but I don't think he has the guts to do it.
I actually like the legal precedence here that it has never actually been dismayed as a legal defense. So I think
as long I will report on it as long as it doesn't end up being a locker room sword fight. Nobody wants to see that.
Why do I keep having pictures in my mind of John Belushi as the samurai warrior?
We don't know what the guy looks like.
Yeah.
So it still sounds like an episode of Samurai Warrior from Saturday Night Live.
Hey, YouTube TV is an awesome service. I know because I have it and use it every day, pretty much. And you can get it over any internet connection you like. But YouTube TV is now available in Cincinnati Bell and by Hawaiian Telecom as a bundled service. This basically is nothing special other than you're getting it paid for out of your existing cable bill. But this is a big step for YouTube TV. If this becomes a pretty regular thing across the United States, good win for them.
Well, this may not be a big deal for people in the lower 48 or in the contiguous states. This could be a huge deal for people on Hawaiian Telecom because Hawaiian Telecom is notoriously stingy with bandwidth because their bandwidth is pretty terrible.
Limited, right.
But by bundling it, I'm wondering if there will be, like a lot of the data companies have been doing, that if you buy something through them, then they will like basically waive the data.
Right.
So if they are, that could be huge for for Hawaiians.
That's true, and if that's the case, that would be a big deal. Also, I imagine the technology is there for them to basically have a data center of the streams in Hawaii, so they're not using any of the off-island traffic anyways for almost anything on there.
Exactly.
Just good multitasking.
Yeah, I mean, because there's really only one high-speed data, depending on where you're at in Hawaii. I've dealt with Hawaiian Telecom a lot. That was the place where I was sat on hold listening to their historic like Hawaiian pop music, and man, that stuff gets dark. Talking about roasting howlies on the fire. Like, I don't think I'm supposed to be listening to this. It was
public access.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, what does every once in a while have public access? AT&T Now. AT&T Now has got a new setup for their streaming packages. They now allow a third stream, so up to 3 streams, and then now have up to 3 different. They have now different packages available for you to select from. Unlike before, where they were not basically one package for whatever you want to do. I don't have the details of what those different packages are, but also they've added a 500 hours of DVR storage, where they were used to be limited to, I believe, 20 hours. So this is a big update for them. Thank goodness, because it was not a very good deal based on what we were getting for what you were paying for before, especially after their big price upgrade.
Yeah, I think it drives me crazy when I hear limits like 20 hours or 30 hours. I'm in a similar boat with Hulu TV, where I think I get like 30 hours or something, which, I mean, bandwidth and storage are so small. Or like the cost for those things are so small now. Like, why are you limiting customers so dramatically? And especially where the prices keep ratcheting up so regularly, to not be mirroring those price increases with reasonable features, like in this case, going to 500 hours. I think 500 hours is a perfectly reasonable amount of time.
Agreed.
It's more than most people are going to need, which is what you should be getting when you're purchasing a cloud-based service. More than what you should need for most people. There will be people that think that they should have every episode of every season of all of their favorite shows, and they might bump up to this 500 hours. But we don't need every season of Seinfeld and every episode of Seinfeld and Cheers and stuff like that on the DVR. They show like 16 times a day, so why have them recorded on the DVR?
Right. So I just looked it up with a quick Google search. There are approximately 730 hours in every month. So this is about 2/3 of a month easily of worth of time, stuff to watch you can record.
Yeah.
It's plenty of time.
And I was going to say, with this story, though, while sounds great, if you are a Roku or Android TV user, you would be out of luck.
That's true, because looks like that there's been some type of dispute with those two platforms about the cost of putting the platforms on those the software on those platforms. And Roku and apparently Android are both currently not allowing you to download the app onto those platforms.
Well,
interesting. I hear that if you've already downloaded the app, you're still good. It still works.
Yeah. So,
but they've disappeared from the stores.
Essentially, what this is anybody that wants to create an app, you have to go through a approval process before it shows up in the store. They had a contractual period. That contract ended at basically January 1, and it has not been renewed. So, which is why the app is essentially no longer available for download. Roku, I don't know about Android TV, but Roku is usually pretty cool about saying, okay, if you already have it, we're not going to take it away from you. Kind of like those of us that have the Twitch TV, the official Twitch TV app on the Roku when it went away. It still works, sort of. But, they need to work some stuff out.
Yeah. Well, one thing you can watch on your Roku still and on your Android TV is PlayStation View. Well, maybe not for much longer. The good news is if you have been a PlayStation View member, they've been very helpful and they've been sending out emails, including an email that basically suggests that you, as the PlayStation View service is ending, please consider YouTube TV as a cable-free live TV alternative. Watch local sports and news from 70 plus channels, all available on your favorite devices. Learn more by here and try for free. Sponsored link. Yes, you know it. Google has decided to drop money in the hands of Sony in order to get them to promote their alternative streaming service. Go Google!
Yeah, I mean, this makes a lot of sense. There's going to be a way that PlayStation is going to hand off these customers. They're going to try to make money off of it. This is actually really a very intelligent approach. Instead of paying just a huge lump sum fee, they probably paid a small lump sum fee to be the person or the entity that PlayStation View referred to. And then they compensate directly for the users that sign up. And so this is a really good idea. I mean, these people are obviously, anybody that is with PlayStation View and hasn't already canceled their subscription is likely going to another cord-cutting solution. So.
Correct.
The only problem that I see, though, is if... it's one thing to say, you know what, I'm considering YouTube TV, but then when this giant corporation pays your current provider to tell you to go to them, for many people that could be a kind of a turnoff.
See, I understand exactly what you're saying, and I would agree completely in every way, shape, or form, except for they added the word sponsored link there, which means, guess what? This is done on purpose. No shady business here.
It's
really.
The fact that Google,
Awesome.
hey, Google paid us to
Exactly.
To tell you to go over there. And you go, I was thinking about them, but I mean, I'm not referring to. I'm referring to people that are afraid of big, giant, mega corporation Google.
See, I get that, but at the same time, you know for a fact that this kind of stuff happens all the time, and they don't tell you that it's sponsored. So, good job, Google, on telling you. Quite frankly, I'd much rather be told, we're telling you to go here, and we're getting paid for this. The message to you.
Although
that's fine.
I will say, don't give Google the credit. Because they probably didn't want that sponsored there. They probably wanted it to seem from the heart. But
that's
I
possible
would say
too.
Good job to PlayStation or Sony for keeping it real. But either way, I don't think, to me it doesn't matter.
I know.
But I know there's someone out there that's gonna be screaming, saying, "How dare you give them money to try and send me to you."
It's called an ad, guys. It's okay. It's how things.
It's the same guy that's screaming about the other thing that we were talking about. Applause. The Applause channel.
Okay.
You're saying he's the guy that wants trial by combat. He's going to be challenging Google now?
Yes.
Sword combat.
Sword combat with Google.
There will be a guy outside the Google with a katana sword screaming about PlayStation View and holding a sign to bring back audience network.
And the Google guy goes, could I get this guy from Amazon to be our surrogate? You know it. Hey, speaking of Google and their Android TV, hey, if you are one of those Android, those Xiaomi Mi boxes, particularly the Mi Box S, you should go out and check it for updates because the new Android Pie beta is not the beta, the full version is available now. So you should be able to get on there and get new updated system available now.
Yeah, so this, I believe, is only the Mi Box S, not the older Mi Box.
I need to pull out my old Mi Box and see what happened, where it is. It's in a drawer.
It got thrown in it's still in a box from when I moved. I know where it is. I just got to dig it out. But also, this is the Pi Beta, but the actual Pi release version should be coming soon. So
it looks like, according to an update, a little further down update, as of it looks like the stable version is now rolling out on it.
Oh, it is. Oh, okay.
If you go further down, it's the official update. The beta is over. You should now be able to get the full thing.
Oh, okay.
So go for it. Haha, you will enjoy.
Yeah, so
or you won't.
If it's not already there, it should be there soon. Just stare patiently at your screen until it says update available.
Apparently, Nightbot is knocking down poor Badweave for talking too much. Sorry, Badweave.
Yeah.
All right. One more Android TV story for tonight. It's Epson. Epson is a maker of lots of different products. You know your dot matrix printers. You love them. You know Epson's got it for you. Anyways, they also make projectors, and they have a new version of their projector. It is a home theater projector that uses lasers. Laser projectors are pretty awesome, by the way. This one has a built-in Android TV, and it is about $1,000. And for a laser projector, that's pretty cheap. This new model, which is called the EF100, really, it's the F100, EF100. Naming. Well, it's able to provide up to 150-inch TV on almost any surface, and it's I'm looking for what the native resolution of it is going to be. It looks like the
1080p.
That's the thing about projectors, is sometimes that's what they say as the supported resolution, but not the native resolution. So I'd have to look a little deeper to see what it is. But that being said, I love Epson projectors. They are actually really good. So go check out that EF100, the F100, guys.
I mean, for $1,000, that's a killer price. I mean, it would be nice if it was 4K, but still 1080p laser quality. I just wonder how we missed this.
Well, I don't think it was actually at CES, because I didn't see an Epson anywhere.
Yeah, I didn't see Epson either.
But the reason I included this, normally you see this kind of stuff and you go, okay. But, I mean, Epson is probably the name that everybody, when you say projector, Epson is the default or the de facto brand. And the fact that they're building Android TV into it is awesome. So no longer do you have to find a way to, and this has been a problem that I've had before, of securing a streaming device to the projector where both remotes work pointing it at the same direction. It's not a falling hazard if it were to come loose and hit somebody on the head, and then also doesn't block any of the thousands of cooling ports on the projector that will kill the bulb. Building it in, only way to go.
The good news about a laser projector also is that generally the bulbs last pretty much forever.
Yes.
They're like a 65,000 hour lamp life on them.
It's got freaking lasers.
Yeah, I mean,
exactly.
Ultimately, anybody that's had a projector understands the value of what you just mentioned, Matt. Like, a typical projector bulb costs
more than
a third to half the price of the projector.
Except
hundreds of dollars.
We'll get back to that. Keep going.
Oh, and the worst part is when you replace the faulty bulb to find out it wasn't actually the bulb, it was the projector. And no, you cannot return that bulb that you unboxed. So now you are out a whole projector and a replacement bulb.
So the thing was going to mention is that actually Epson has in the past several years increased the life of their bulbs to 5,000 hours or 10,000 hours in eco mode, which is impressive. And their bulbs are from Epson, getting cheap, anywhere from $99, $79, or $59. They're getting much cheaper. Epson is, I mean, this has saved me and my budget a lot of money in my school environment.
Well, it's
so
because as people use
wonderful.
less and less projectors because screens are getting bigger and bigger.
Not in my school.
I'm just saying in the market in general, the number of people buying bulbs is shrinking. So they have to bring down the price accordingly.
Probably.
That's fair. My Optima, I paid like $1,000 for my TV and for my projector, and it was really great. I loved it. Had to replace the bulb about maybe 2 years after I bought it. I mean, I was playing games on it a lot and stuff, so I was putting quite a bit of time on it, and it cost me like $280 or something for the bulb on a $1,000 projector. So almost a third of the price. And to answer your question, it is 1280 by 800 native.
Okay.
So
it's not bad.
No.
It's
I mean,
between
this
720 and
isn't
1080.
going to be a full wall. This is going to be
150 inches is pretty big. I don't know how big your walls are, but it's pretty big.
it is a small device, though. I mean, ultimately, that's the really neat thing about it is that it is.
It's tiny.
It's
It's an old fashioned phone book, a little thicker maybe.
And I meant so like at the full 120 inches, that's when your resolution is going to be low. But if you want the full 1920 by 1080, it's not going to be the full wall. It's going to be a smaller, more manageable projection. Now, this isn't the laser projector I want, because we all know how much I love the short throw laser projectors from Hisense, the ones that shoot straight up at the wall.
Right.
But I can't afford one of those. This is a little bit closer. This is a lot closer. Still out of my price range at the moment, but this goes in the maybe pile.
I'm looking at your Hisense 100-inch ultra short throw right now. 4K. Nice. Very nice. And that is the news for the week. So thank you, everybody.
All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks for hanging out. We can go ahead and shut this down, and nobody's going to stop me.
No.
I think you forgot something.
Forgot a few things.
Oh.
Several things.
Oh.
I mean,
Like?
why are we even here? What motivates
because
us to be
we
here
have
every
to.
Wednesday night?
Because several years ago we said, hey, we're going to do this thing on Wednesday nights. If you show up, we'll keep coming back, and these jerk faces keep showing up. So we have to keep coming back. And then on top of that, they started giving money.
Oh, man, it's the worst.
I know. It's terrible.
Jeez.
And then so I go several months without billing them, but still they're like, no.
No, they've been going to patreon.com/the VOD Squad and giving us money for no good reason.
They've been trying to give us money.
I at first I debated whether they were trying to pay us to stop.
That was an option.
They kept doing it, even when we kept doing the show. So I think they're paying us in the hopes that somehow that will help us become good at some point.
That's possible.
Maybe. So
it's a long shot, but it's possible.
It's like throwing coins. It's like throwing pennies into the well, into the wishing well. Maybe your wish will come true.
I once heard somebody say it's better than a bad investment.
It is. Agreed. Agreed.
So yeah, to all of you that find something worthwhile in this show, enough to support us, we thank you. You are great. You are awesome. And if you're not a supporter and you would like to be, patreon.com/the VOD Squad. We may not be a great investment, but we're better than a bad investment.
That's right.
All righty. With that, why don't we check into Big Boys Jay? He was nice enough to send us something.
Absolutely.
Welcome to your Red Lake Movie Draft Minute, presented by DiamondClub.tv for the week of January 20th, 2020. I'm your host, Big Voice Jay, brought to you by January, the Brady Bunch's favorite month. Let's go to the scoreboard. Team Mixtape is in last place with $208.3 million. Team Geek IO's in fifth place with $250.1 million. Team Game Night's in fourth place with $468.1 million. Team BS with BNS is in third place with $530.4 million. Team VOD Squad is in second place with $534.8 million. And in first place with $555.3 million, it's Team Movie Party. That's your Stream Team Movie Draft Minute. For up-to-date listings, follow Stream Team Draft on Twitter.
Okay, first off, at least when you said my numbers were wrong, at least the order was correct.
Now they're correct, yes.
No, the order's not correct anymore because BS with BNS is in third place.
I know,
Before it said it was in third place, the numbers were just wrong for you guys.
also we were like in fourth place in the old one too. So the numbers are all I don't know what's going on.
But number two,
so it's okay.
I don't get that joke. This is the first time that Big Voice Jay has thrown out something that went over my head.
Yeah, me
Okay.
too.
Okay, I can explain it.
Oh, please do.
Yeah, the middle sister is Jan, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So January is the favorite Brady Bunch month.
I still don't get it. Because she's in the middle?
No, well, her name is Jan.
Yeah.
Right.
January.
Nope.
Oh, it's a brief.
I didn't say that it was. I didn't say it was a great joke, but I got the reference.
Okay.
All
I
right.
figured it had something to do with their disco tunes that they put out later. Maybe they did one about the months of the year or something.
Yeah.
Or maybe that was like when the parents had a hall pass and Alice got some action. I don't know.
I don't know. Well, all I've got to say is, hey, congratulations. You are currently in the lead, and you might win this thing.
I doubt it. Because BS with BNS is close enough. He only needs, what, $75 million to catch me?
Basically. And he probably will make that money with both Star
They're gonna
Wars
make
and the
like
Voyage.
another million or so from the Fire Sky whatever movie. And then there's that Iron Man talks to animals.
Exactly. Well, that'll make $1 million easy.
I mean, that one, I mean, Cats. How'd that do for you guys?
Let's see. Cats. Well,
Those
let's
were
see.
animals that talk to
That's true.
people.
I'm just looking at our numbers for Cats. 26 million.
Oh, well,
Yeah, that's still half as much as I was hoping it would make. I was hoping it would make 50. But just
it's
I'm
still
just,
twice as much as I thought it would.
all right. And I'm just looking. The other movie that people that have money is Geek IO. And so it's Bad Boys for Life.
That's
can
the
make-
one I'm scared of because that's the movie that's going to be the 2020's Endgame. And
No, I
they're
don't think
just
so.
Gonna jump.
Well, yeah,
They're
yeah,
gonna
but
get like 500 million.
well, okay, but they have to make 306 million before the end of our thing. You think they can make 306 million with
No,
Bad
that's what I
Boys for
said.
Life?
They're gonna make 500 million by the end of the game.
Maybe they have to make 300 million to beat you though at your current price.
That's why I said
So,
they're gonna make
it's-
500, which is gonna put them well in the lead.
It will all fall down to whether or not Doolittle is a total disaster, which is very plausible, or whether it's a
A big hit.
a big hit and
See, and
it
I
can
think
pull
the
off 75
answer to
million.
that is right in the name. It's gonna do little.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I kind of want to go see it. I saw the previews and it looks kind of interesting and fun to me. So I could see it doing okay.
Okay, I just changed my course of action or frame of thought because when I saw the trailer the other day, I said, this looks terrible.
Which means it's going to do well.
Which means it's probably going to do okay.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay. See, and I just chalk it up to if they win, it's everybody else's fault for not keeping that movie away from them.
I agree with you, and I would have bet a lot more money than the $70 they spent on Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, because it was worth more than that. And but by the time it came around, we had already made some bets, and we didn't have the money to get in there. So you can blame everybody, but don't blame us.
You guys are in second place, so
currently, we'll I hope we'll be able to at least keep third.
And I just want to go on the record and officially say, Mixtape, you made some threats at the very beginning.
Oh yeah,
you were gonna take me down.
Oh yeah,
how'd that work out for you?
Hey, they had Knives Out. Knives Out was a damn fine film. They did.
Knives Out was a good movie. It was a movie I wanted.
I know. Me too.
You know, I think I did okay.
Yeah, you did fine. And yeah, Jojo Rabbit. You might. Hey, you never know.
Jojo's still making money. You know how I know? Because I saw it in the theater on Sunday.
Also, who knows?
There were 5 people there, not me.
It could win Best Picture too. You have no idea. It could suddenly come back.
And we will talk about this in the next segment. But
okay.
And I'll start out. But anybody got anything else to say?
Not for the movie, except for the.
Now let's hear about the 5 homeless people you bought tickets for.
So, hold on. Let's get over to. All right. So, Sunday, I had time to kill because my flight didn't leave until midnight. And it was like 2:00 in the afternoon. I no longer have a hotel, and I was bored.
You had to be somewhere.
I went and I got dinner, or I got some lunch, and then I was looking. I was like, well, you know, I'd go catch a movie or something. And then I saw, hey, Jojo Rabbit's still playing, and it wasn't a cheap theater. This was like a Regal.
Okay.
Went, oh, okay, so this is 2 hours. I can finally see it. And I figured, you know, 4:30 on a Sunday afternoon, I'll be the only one there. And I got there. There was already a dude about my age sitting, same row, you know, other side where I wanted to sit. And then I was like, okay, just the two of us. I mean, that's basically what I expected, you know, like when I saw the Iron Sky 2. And then a couple comes in about Jimmy's age. And then I was like, okay. And then this lady comes in. She sits right behind me. People just kept showing up. So there was like 5 other people other than me. And, nice. You know, during the movie or during the New Year's Eve stream, I had ranked the best movie of 2019 as Dora.
Yep. Which
at the time I firmly believed was the best movie of 2019.
Okay.
Until Sunday when I saw Jojo Rabbit. And I now firmly believe what I had hoped when I first heard about the movie. Jojo Rabbit was hands down the best movie of 2019.
Interesting.
It's not the super slapstick that the trailer makes it out to be.
Yeah.
Yes, the first part of the movie is pretty silly and has a lot of cool, funny stuff, but man, the second half of that movie really punches you in the gut.
Oh, really?
And it is a great movie. And I highly recommend everybody go see it while you still can in the theater. And not because it benefits me in any way. That's just you know, pennies in a bucket that doesn't really matter at this point. But definitely go see it. It was beautiful. It was funny. It was poignant. And absolutely best movie of 2019. It deserves any awards that it wins. And screw you, Disney, for not wanting to put it out.
Oh.
Because that was one of the
Okay.
movies that almost got shelved because it was a Fox Searchlight.
Right.
And then it fell when Disney acquired it. That's why
Right.
it only went out in so few theaters to begin with. They just
Right.
kind of said, we're just going to do what little we have to.
Right.
So, yeah, screw you,
Is
Disney.
Jojo Rabbit nominated for any?
I
award?
don't know, but it better be.
All right.
All right, I'm going to have to check that one out.
Yes.
What do you
So-
got? Oh, no, go, Matt.
Okay, well, real quick, I was just going to. So, Jojo Rabbit is, just so you guys know, nominations for, I believe, Best Picture.
Is it really?
I believe
Deserves
it
it.
might. I believe it is one of
Oh.
them.
Bad Williams says 6 Oscar nominations.
Yeah, which is
Wow.
pretty,
Right.
which is good. So, like I said, we'll see what we'll see what happens. I hope it wins something. That'd be great.
There was
I
a
really do.
scene where one of the Nazi officers appears in his new custom-made uniform, and I lost it. I absolutely lost it. It was so awesome and so out of the blue, and the way they shot it was perfect, and it was right in the middle of a very, very emotional kind of thing, and it was definitely watch it.
Absolutely. So, real quick, I've been only watching one thing recently, and that's been more My Hero Academia. I am now finished with season 3. Season 4 is next. I've been watching the dubbed version, and so I started. Let's just see what season 4 looks like. Started off, and Hulu doesn't have the dubbed version yet.
Because
Apparently,
it's
that's
currently airing on Cartoon
Yeah.
Network.
So that's fine. I can wait, but I do have to say a couple of things about what I've seen so far of it. I love the self-deprecating humor that happens in it. Like, when they have time to build all this, who's paying for all this? This question keeps coming up within the show of like, how come this is happening like this? It's like, yeah, this is perfect. That self-awareness is good.
One thing you can do, and I forgot, I should have mentioned Funimation.com.
Okay.
You can watch it for free with ads.
Oh, okay.
Because Funimation's the one that's doing the dub.
Right.
So when an episode airs, they dub it, and then it's available here the next week. So, yeah.
Yeah. And also, the thing that made me laugh the hardest of everything I've ever watched on that show, there's a character on there who's the principal of the school. He's a mouse.
Mhm.
And he's so nice.
Oh, when he came out in his suit?
No, I don't.
Oh.
I don't know what you're talking about there,
okay.
but when he's having the kids do trials and he's controlling the crane from where he is, and he's drinking his tea and he's laughing maniacally, that made me laugh so hard. I don't know why, but there are parts in this that are so hilarious that are. I mean, I recommend anybody who likes that kind of anime. It's lots of fun. Please, everybody, check it out. It has been really a pleasure to
that's
watch.
what I was talking about. I was thinking something else, but yes, it was the crane, not a suit, but
No, so
yes.
All right.
All I will say is enjoy it. Season 4
apparently
is
gets
coming.
real.
Gets real.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait a little bit and then I will give it a break. I'm at a good stopping point. So
All right.
Okay.
Next.
Now go, Jimmy.
All right, I'll go ahead. Yeah, so one thing I'll say is that I'm looking forward to Picard and the next season of Star Trek Discovery coming out. That's going to be coming out later this month. But one thing that I picked up over the weekend, there is a mini series out on Amazon Prime called Generation War.
Called what?
Generation War.
Oh, okay.
This is a World War II miniseries. It's kind of like Band of Brothers, if you ever watch that. It's on the German side. And
Oh.
one thing I'll caution you: the miniseries is spoken in German mostly.
Okay.
So like they did for Das Boot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Das Boot. Well, there's a lot of French in Das Boot. But,
I gave up when I realized the subtitles weren't going away.
Yeah. But, there's some English spoken in Das Boot, but Generation War, there's no English at all. Right? I mean, it's all German. But so if you're German speaking, you'll feel pretty comfortable with it. But if not, you can use the subtitles, right? But it's a good story, gives a little insight in there to where it was like for maybe average German families there in Germany during that time.
Mike, it sounds like a perfect use for those earbuds we were talking about last week.
That's right.
The auto translation Babelfish headphones.
That's right. Definitely need to get a pair of those so that we can watch all of these shows without translating. You don't have to do the subtitles.
If you don't mind
or
all the
anything.
characters having the same voice, auto dub.
Yeah. I mean, for something like this, it would probably work just fine. You probably wouldn't want to watch your anime with them.
Same thing.
Right.
But yeah. Was that it, Jimmy?
Yeah, that's all I had. Just
All right.
I watched that one over the weekend. Very interesting. Good story to it. And again, if you ever saw Band of Brothers on HBO, then a similar style story, but just on the other side of the fence there.
And what service is it on?
It's on Amazon Prime.
On Prime. Okay.
I thought you were going to say the ABC Murders, the Agatha Christie thing with John Malkovich.
Yeah. All right. So I've got a few things that I want to mention. So Clyde mentioned earlier about the Psych movie. I finally found out that they made one like a year or two ago. And I watched it and was
awesome.
Amazed. I was so happy to see it again and made me miss Psych. It was so great. So I was really happy about that. Glad to hear there's something coming out. I'll subscribe to the Cock for a month to watch it if I
don't have a choice.
Whatever. Also, while I was at CES, I was introduced to a bevy of new shows. Thank you, Clyde. And really enjoyed Doom Patrol on DC. So I'm going to have to get a subscription to DC so I can watch Doom Patrol and maybe some more Harley Quinn cartoon as well. Those were both really a lot of fun.
Doom Patrol is animated?
No. Doom Patrol is live action, and it's got basically everybody that I love. You've got Brendan Fraser as the robot guy.
Okay.
Then you have Matt Bomer from White Collar,
Right.
as the mummy guy. You do see him out of his bandages as Matt Bomer several times. You've got what's her face from Orange is the New Black, and then the worst James Bond, Timothy Dalton, is a recurring character, and I actually like him in this. So especially when you get further into the season, you deal. Oh, and not to mention that the main villain / narrator is Alan Tudyk.
Yeah.
So
And what service is this on?
it's DC Universe. So it's the DC streaming. It's like $7 a month. But it's one of those things where, it's worth the $7 and, binge a show.
Binge a couple of shows and then cancel.
But if you like DC stuff, when you subscribe to that, you also get access to all DC content, including old DC TV shows, stuff that's currently airing, and then also comic books and other stuff. So,
do you get the old Batman series?
I don't think Batman 65 is on there, but
no Adam West.
No Adam. I don't.
No
but
Adam
it
West?
might be. I know the movie is.
How about the Green Hornet?
I'm not sure about that. I haven't dug too far into it. I'm not a big DC guy.
Yeah,
But-
the Green Hornet with Bruce Lee as Kato.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I'll let you know once I get into it because I'll have to subscribe here in a few weeks and watch the rest of Doom Patrol. Other things I want to mention, I've got a whole ton of things because I missed a couple of shows and stuff. Rise of Skywalker, I loved it.
Somebody loved it.
And
I'm sure I will too, Mike, when I watch it.
yeah. So the best show of 2019 was unquestionably, in my mind, The Mandalorian. However, the second best show of 2019, following closely behind, was The Witcher.
Really?
Well, I thought you were going to say was The Mandalorian.
No. I absolutely loved every second of The Witcher. It was amazing.
Oh.
It's like Game of Thrones, but better. And yeah, I loved every second of it. If you liked the games at all, you owe it to yourself to watch these shows. They're on Netflix. It's great. And as a little bonus, if you're familiar with the Witcher franchise, there's always been Dandelion or a major character that is a bard, and there is this character in the show, and so you get to hear his music, and he sings some songs. Toss a Coin to Your Witcher is a great song that they put in there, and it has blown up on YouTube with lots of people doing covers. This guy, Dan Vasc, B-A-S-C, did an amazing metal cover of this song. I absolutely love it. It's great. So anyways, got to throw that one out there too. So if you like metal music, check that out.
Is there as much nudity in Witcher as there are in Game of Thrones?
Not as much. There's some, but it's
Yeah.
definitely not as much.
Definitely
It's
not
so-
a kid show either. So.
Yeah, it's very definitely not a kid's show.
Okay, but if your daughter was drawn, would you be embarrassed to watch it with her?
Possibly.
Probably.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'd probably be embarrassed to watch it with my mom too.
Because
But
I mean, there was some episodes of Game of Thrones that
well, there's some episodes
to
of Game
watch
of
it
Thrones I'm embarrassed that I watched. Just in general.
It can't
Certainly.
be any worse than trying to introduce the movie Fargo to your teenage daughter, not realizing that, or not even remembering the hotel theme or scene pretty early in the movie, and going,
Oh. Say it with an accent. Oh, that's a bad.
yeah. Don't
Yeah.
you know?
It's a shocker.
All right. I
Anyways.
was gonna say, The Witcher, best show featuring Superman without a mustache. But
Yeah.
all righty. I think that is a wrap for what we got today. Thanks everybody for hanging out and choosing the VOD Squad as your Wednesday night entertainment once again. We will be back here next Wednesday, normal time, 9 p.m. Central, here on Twitch TV. If you're catching this after the fact, join us live. You get to participate in the chat and maybe get muted by Nightbot and submit titles, which we will vote on here in the post show, which you are not seeing after the fact because that gets cut out. So, yeah. And just a reminder to everybody out there that is remotely interested in Movie Party. January is Nicolas Cage's birthday, and how do we celebrate? With the Cage match. We are down to the final four, which is, I believe, let me bring that up real quick. We are down to Mandy versus Knowing, and Mom and Dad versus the Wicker Man. The first one, I'm pretty sure Mandy is a lock, but man, Mom and Dad versus the Wicker Man. we got to get some votes in there. Somebody didn't vote on the second one, and that really screws things up. So we will be watching this next weekend, the 25th. And we are also starting planning now for Turtle Days 2020, which I think is our second annual, because the first one was first. So, in the VOD Squad Discord, there is Turtle Days planning channel. If you want to participate in Turtle Days planning, get in there. Some cool things happened today, and we need to keep that momentum going so that this year is bigger and badder than ever. June, it's gonna be fun in Indiana. Pretty soon we're gonna wear out our welcome, so we gotta hopefully get in there a couple more years and make that happen. Alrighty, thanks everybody. Thanks guys. I'm going to shut this over to post show, and we will check everybody later.
Bye.
Bye.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.